Hi guys, it's Tasha, and today I'm going to be answering questions. You know how I do. I just wanted you guys to have something nice to look at. I didn't want to go outdoors because it's a teeny bit chilly and the breeze keeps picking up pretty heavy. So I thought we'd just see it from my bedroom window instead. The hummingbirds have been out, and Papa put a feeder right below my window, so I thought you might enjoy looking at that while I speak. You know, I understand a lot of the reasons why people say I'm not going to do this anymore. I mean, publicly, like on Facebook or whatever. And honey, I want to tell you, this is primary to two of my little babies. And I love you guys. Just realize the world is exactly how you choose to see it. See, you all know I'm Pollyanny. Everything's good and light and rosy. I understand that there's news and people are getting raped and killed and murderers. But you know what? I can't do anything about that, boo-boo. So why am I going to stress about it? It's your choice how you choose to react to an action. That is not my choice. I read it, I see it, I know it exists. However, I can keep on teaching peace. You know, lately I've been seeing in a lot of my spiritual groups that I'm getting out of, oh, you know, white people did this and Irish people did that and Chinese people did this and Mexicans did that. They didn't do it to you. What the hell are you complaining about it for? Why are you complaining about something that doesn't have any, it can't be controlled by you. You can't control it. So why are you hating on people you don't even know? Maybe the picture you saw was only a hoax. I don't know. There's a billion and one possibilities for you to take one little tiny thing and blow it out of proportion and say, see, this white people do this. Jewish people do this crazy stuff. You can't say that in all honesty. What about looking at any and all situations through your spirit and say, that happened for some reason, it must not be what I think it is, and then go research it. And I mean not just, you know, one or two Google questions. I'm talking about study, like for years study. If you're going to get mad at something and spend that energy being angry and full of angst and animosity, go study it. And I say that because one of the things that got in my craw was, you know, what was it? I think it was last year. I don't know. The whole big thing on Rihanna wearing that very sheer dress and you could see her nipples and she had a little patch or whatever covering her crotch. And, you know, people, oh, look at her. Look at, she doesn't, and one of the guys I thought was pretty intelligent until that scenario. I can't believe she's doing this to black people and I said, because I saw her interview, because see, I don't tend to usually believe things unless Spirit tells me, and I don't waste that energy asking Spirit, is everything true that I see? So I just choose not to believe anything is true until it comes out of your mouth personally. See, you're just wasting all this energy on other people's lessons, and it's none of your business. You're hating somebody that doesn't even matter to you. So, you know, no expectations of anything. You know, anyway. So I listened to the interview that she gave with Oprah and a few other people for the reasons why she chose that dress and her specific reasons in my 50, back then, 54, 53, whatever, year-old mentality told me she had a pretty damn good reason for wearing that dress and showing her nipples. But you didn't even bother to research why, oh, I don't know, the deer was in the road and some guy was standing over it, and you just assume he had just slaughtered some deer with her baby crying, you know, next to her. That wasn't the case at all. The person just hit the deer and was trying to save its life. But you took one thing, blew it all out of proportion. Anyway, so my other example of that, you and you and you, is, you know, when let's take relationships, because we're all human. We can relate to relationships. Yes, I'm multitasking. If you hear movement in the background, always got to multitask. You know, just because I like this guy, okay, right now there's 1, 2, 4 guys that I really like, and I can only hope that they walk their talk. Okay? I told you in many other videos, you guys, that I will only feed you as much as you are giving me to eat. So when I ask them a question and they do not answer, you know, they just go on with the conversation, and I kindly ask, did you see my question? You know, we're on whatever, Facebook or texting or whatever. Maybe you didn't get it. Oh, you did? What was it? That's my first sign right there. If you're going to be lazy enough to not just scroll up, that tells me that you are not really ready for a relationship, because because men that are not lazy won't ask me that. They will scroll up and look for my previous sentence. Yes, I know I'm very bad, but I'm working on my punctuation, because sometimes I don't put it. And, you know, I make my apologies for that and let you know that I'm trying to improve. And they will answer. A lazy man will say, oh, I did? I didn't see a question. What was it? And at that point, I just don't say anything, because I'm not here to be rude and disrespect you. Maybe you didn't, but I scrolled up. After let's say, 30 seconds, and he doesn't say anything, I'll scroll up. I will highlight it, including the date and time, and then I will paste it. I said, it is here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so blah, 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 blah. Okay, let it go. You have to let it go. You can't keep keeping score, boys and girls. You can't keep keeping score. That's work for eons and eons. And, people try to make it work for eons and eons. It doesn't work. Yeah. So, let's keep it pushing. So then, the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And then you just have to evaluate for yourself. You have to ask yourself, do I really think this person was being, rude or mean or whatever? The only way you're going to be able to tell that is by the rest of the conversation. So if they continue to say, no, what, who, why, where, then they're not paying attention to the conversation, and I just close the box and go on talking to somebody that is keeping up with my conversation. I can have about 10 at one time, as I'm sure a lot of you do as well. So, having said that, I try not to, I'll put it that way, because, I'm human too. I try not to expect anything from anyone, even though it really pisses me off when people don't say thank you. You send them something, and, I'm in business, so I'm always checking USPS to make sure that the package was delivered. Then I try not to bombard my customers with, did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? Because I hate it when people do that to me. So I just wait. Okay, so maybe a week later, I'll say, USPS said they delivered it. Just want to make sure it got in your hands, and your kids or somebody didn't put it on top of the refrigerator and you didn't see it or something. Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, crickets. That's it. And I'm like, oh, K. Yeah, that's all I say. K. They don't get the O. They just get the K. Because again, it's a balance of energies. I'm not going to put too much energy out there if you're not willing to give that much energy to answer me. I'm just trying to verify you got your product, your gift, in this particular case. And when I was younger, that really pissed me off, and I would never, ever, ever send anybody anything again, including my own mother. Yes, for real. We had a talk. And she says, "Oh my God, you're just like your father." And I said, "Okay, I've heard that almost all my life. In which case are you talking about now, Mom?" And she says, "When anybody hurts your feelings, you just drop them." And I'm like, "Yeah, and?" I mean, because again, to me, that's like setting myself up for more pain and hurt or whatever. And I just opt not to do that. It seemed pretty wise to me, considering I was like, what, 18 at the time? That seemed like a pretty good idea. So now that I'm 55, I know I have to get out of that because I can't see the other side. So when you can't see the other side, you could not assume, and you could just consider the fact that people have lives. That package may not have meant to her, as much to her as it meant to me to send it, or him, or anybody, any customer. Lots of customers never say they got the package. They like their jewelry, they like whatever. They just don't, and they don't have to. It's their right. I mean, once I give a thing, I could not expect to hear, "Thank you, Tosh. I got it. Fuck you, bitch." Something, that's your house and you run your life however you run your life. It's not me, and I could not shit on you, as it were. So, when he and she don't do something that you think they should do. First of all, we shouldn't should on people. That's why I'm very careful with that word and but. And I try to correct myself all the time on that. And that's why you find me correcting myself on that. You could just accept them as they are, which I choose to do, obviously, now, because I can't change you. You can't have the same values that I have. So, what's today? 4/12? Okay, let's log this one. Just accept people as they are, take them as they are. You can't change people. That's like, and I've been mentioning this a lot because that really bugs me. I wish that we as humans could just accept other people for what they are and not assume they are what we thought they were. Because our definition, your definition of Tasha Lene Harris is not mine. That's not who I am. I'm not just some, I don't know, for lack of a better example, fat black chick sitting around watching soap operas and eating bonbons all day and just staying on Facebook because I don't have anything else to do. No, I stay on Facebook a lot because that's where, if I make money, that's the majority of where my funds come from. And thank you to my YouTube babies and subscribers that encourage me to go and friend them over there. Years ago, I mean, I was on Facebook, of course, when it started, but I didn't use it for years. So now that I use it, I'm very happy, and it keeps my mind open, and it keeps me learning my lessons, because I obviously, too, see a lot of things on there that I don't like. But, I mean, however, yeah, that's in another video. I just choose to accept you for whatever you are and, get rid of you once I see all that. And it's not race. There's only one race, human race, and all that nationality difference crap. Because one person doesn't make the whole nationality the same. That's like somebody saying, "Oh, well, you're black, so you just eat fried chicken and watermelon and ham hocks and collard greens every day of your life." Well, of course, that's silly. So I'm not going to use that example to treat you that way, even if you do think of me so little. It's okay. God pays my rent, not you. I don't care what you think of me. I care what I think of me. I care what my mother thinks of me, and that's about it. That's about it. Because you know what? If you look back on all these 4,000 videos, you'll see a whole bunch of nasty comments that don't have anything to do with me. People were just spewing shit because they didn't like what I had to say about, oh, I don't know. Let me see what. I think my top watch videos are like, what, the circumcision video that I did. A couple of. And that was so cute. Let me, sidebar. Somebody actually saw that video and then emailed me a beautiful long letter saying, well, this is how I feel about it, but I'm too chicken to make a video. Would you make the video for me? And I'm like, hell yeah. You see, I'm not afraid of confrontation or trying to educate on what my lessons are in this lifetime. And I don't have a problem assisting others that might be a little bit more shy than myself. What I do have issues with is people taking one instance, like all of, slavery, and blaming every single white person for slavery. If you're a spiritual being, you know that we have lessons to learn different things. And if you are watching my videos, you know that I believe you must, if you're into spiritualism, witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, whatever, you must take responsibility for your choice in whatever circumstance you chose to learn this lifetime. So why complain about it? I'm a fat black chick. Am I going to complain that, some white person fed me tons of sugar and I didn't exercise? No. So anywho, that's why, honey, you see me removing myself from a lot of groups. I just don't like that energy. I don't want to participate in that energy. That's why mostly I stick with the witches. A lot of the hoodoo, voodoo people, as it were. Yes, I know the difference. It's not the video to be explaining that. I'm just trying to get in where I fit in, and I don't fit in with all that. I hate using the word negative, but okay, low energy shit, because it doesn't matter what they tell you they are. You shall know them by their fruits. And no, I don't know if that's really in the Bible or not, but it sounds really good, and it fits my purpose, okay? So your actions tell me who and what you are, not your words, your actions, okay? So because I have children, and I respect your children, even if you don't treat them well, to not post, shit like that on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter and all the other social sites. That is a waste of energy. I don't want to be that. I don't want to entertain that. And what Mama always said, Mama said, I don't want you hanging out with her because she's a fast girl. Meaning she kind of flirts with boys and, does inappropriate ladylike things, unladylike things, excuse me. And I, of course I didn't understand what the heck she was talking about back then, but right around 23, I did. It all sank in very clearly. So even as adults, I don't want to associate with other adults that are going to give children, even their own, the impression that life has more quote-unquote bad in it than good. That's not possible. It just depends on how you choose to look at the situation. That's it. It's your choice. Choice, choice, choice. Everything boils down to love and choice to me. I choose to only see love. Somebody made a comment after my comment in one of the billions of groups that I'm in, and he says, it's not just only about love, it's about this. And I thought to myself, I didn't reply, because I don't reply to things like that, because he doesn't know me, and maybe that comment wasn't directed to me, even though it stated things that I had in my comment. So I just choose to believe that he doesn't know me, and I'm not about to, put on there 10 paragraphs of stuff like a lot of people do. I just don't have that desire in most cases to write a book in the comment section. So, and that's okay. I accept him for giving me something else to think about. See, instead of saying, "Oh, he's just about, he don't know me," and he might have meant that for me, and No, forget it. He gave me something else to think about. There you go. That's it. And I'll be grateful for that. You know? So it's your choice, honey, how you choose to react to your surroundings, this life that you chose. If you believe that. For people who don't believe that, you still have a choice, right or left. You still have a choice, right or left. You still have a choice, right or left. Every fork in the road, you have a choice. So don't beat somebody else up over your choice. Okay? I choose to just put love and positivity out there because we already know all the shit that exists in this thing called a world. In my head, I don't call it that. I just call it being. I'm just being. I'm not a human being. I am a spirit encased in a body learning these lessons. That's it. So why get all agitated and upset and take okay, sidebar, and taking on other people's issues because you think you're helping them. Now the reason why I say that is because again you had a choice. When Sarah came to your house, Bertha, and she said, "Girl, you know my man," and da 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 da. That's none of your business. What are you getting upset for? It's her business. It's her life. It's her choice. It has nothing to do with you. See, we humans get so involved in things that are none of our business, and then we get mad. What are you getting mad for? It was your choice to get mad. Don't get mad. There you go. There you go. We all have a choice. All have a choice. Just flip the switch and try it for 21 days. If you don't like it, you can go back to being mad and anger and full of angst and hatred towards hummingbirds. I don't know, because to me it's just as silly as being mad at something you don't even know the history of, but you saw one picture and say, "Oh, these demons." Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you teach your child to do that? Don't do that. Don't assume things that you do not know anything about. That's a waste of energy. You could be putting that energy towards teaching your child, his or her colors or numbers or their address. I heard that they have to learn that now for going into kindergarten. Your name, your address, your phone number, your mother's name, your father's name. Where do you live? And parts of, the computer. Oh my God, I'd homeschool my child. Forget that. Kids, that's the problem. I think our humanity, that's the crux of it. The beginnings of things is where it could be changed. Why does my child need to know all that? You don't intend on watching my child and you're going to just let him walk off the playground? I don't really get that, but you can educate me on that if you like. Amani, when I was pregnant, no, I'm an all-natural mom because my mom was an all-natural mom. You don't go buy baby food. You make baby food. And you say, "Oh, it takes so much time." Well, hey, my mom raised 9 kids. And most of that whole time, I think we were only on welfare when I was, right after Mom left my dad anyway. For 2 years she was on welfare, and then she started working for the state and worked for the state for 35 years. Is that right? I'm not good in math, but I think that's about right. She says, yeah. Okay. Anyway, and that was my first lessons in not assuming things because I don't know what her lessons were. So why would I hate my father because she hated him, even though she never said a hateful word about him? She would often say, "Oh, you're just like your father," because of his traits or whatever. But my mother never spoke ill of my father, ever. Ever. Thousands of other people did because the Harris family is just popular. There's 4 Harris families in the area that I grew up in, and you could distinctly tell which Harris family was being spoken of, obviously by the conversation. But anyway, I'm not going to assume anything bad about him because of what they said, he said, she said. That's crazy. My relationship was my relationship. Just like my mother. My sisters and brothers have nothing but bad things to say about my own mother. Maybe that happens in your family too, but my relationship with my mother, we were like Siamese twins my whole life. Yes, and I'm still close to my mama. Honey, don't you let nothing bad come out your mouth about my mama. I will hurt you. Yes, I will. Yes. Yes, yes. Anyway, so let's try, boys and girls, to think for yourself. You can't do what Bobby says to do. You can't do what Carol says to do because Carol did it and because Bobby did it. You have to think for yourself. Is, Ken a good guy? Well, let's see. He hasn't touched me in a nasty way, or in a way that I don't like, and this goes for guys too. So that's a good start. He listens to me. He asks me questions. He answers my questions. Okay, that's a good start. We'll just leave it there for a minute because I think all of you are under 20, so that's a good start. And one of you, no, you don't compare yourself to others to think, oh, I should have had sex by now. No, you should not have had sex by now. You could not have sex until you feel comfortable with the girl that you want to, girl? Yeah, I think you like girls. That you want to be with in that type of way. You don't do it to keep score. You don't do it because, whoever said you should do it. Oh, you're so old. You're 17 and still haven't had sex. Oh, boys have sex at 13. No, you're not them. Don't put yourself in the category of thieves if you are not a thief. There's a saying, thick as thieves. Yeah, they teach each other different techniques and such. Now, when you do find a girl, no matter what her nationality is, you still have to feel comfortable within your own spirit as to what is right and what is wrong for you. Okay, so we're not keeping up with the Joneses, honey. You do what your spirit tells you to do. See, most young boys your age only think with their dick. Okay, most men my age only think with their dick. It's just one thing in humanity that doesn't change. Amongst other things. So, I ask you this. Do you really like her in your heart of hearts? Do you see yourself holding her hand? Do you see yourself kissing her on the cheek? Don't move too fast. Scares girls. Thinks you're gonna, she'll think that you want to marry her or something. That's just how we girls are. That's just a part of life. Again, that doesn't ever change. A lot of women think, oh, he loves me. He kissed me. He loves me. Or this. Check it out. I'm sure your older brothers have told you this. Once you tell a girl, I love you, she instantly thinks you're going to marry her. Yeah, a lot of women still do. I don't know why. That is just so not realistic, because you have to evaluate more than just the kiss. You have to evaluate more than just words. See, my brother taught me well. Love is a deed. I'll give you a minute. We'll let that marinate. Okay. Love is a deed that turns into emotion. See, a lot of us girls, and guys too, I'm sure, it's not always just a girl thing, tend to think that the word is the deed, and the word is not the deed. Words are just words. What is the action? Where is the action behind the words? Excuse me. I've been single for some years, loving myself, praise Goddess, because I have not yet met one that has the same energy that I have for this planet. So if he or she, shows you by being respectful to you, about you, with you, for you, that could be the first step. It all has to merge together. Do they listen? Do they question? Do they do what you might ask them to do? Can you bring me, when you go to her house, does she say, can I offer you a drink? Or is she trying to just, as soon as you knock on her door, she's just slathering you with kisses and rams her tongue down your throat? I don't think you've even told her that you like her. So to me, that would be inappropriate. I am rather old-fashioned. I might be a freak with people that I trust in that category, but I would never go to a man's house and just and be all over him. There's steps to everything, and when you get to that step, which is not an overnight thing, then yeah, hey, have at it. When you're in a relationship with her, yeah, you go to her house, bam, you just meet her at the door with hugs and kisses and whatever else. Yeah, sure. But that takes some steps. You're not that nasty boy that I know that just wants girls for one thing. So don't think you have to be that, is what I'm saying, honey. You know what I mean? So we'll talk more about that later on tonight. I'm going to sum this up and get on to my next video, which I got asked to do. And I think you might like that one. Well, I think you're one of the very few that watch every single video of mine for all these years now. Anywho, let's all just remember not to take things at face value. And they say first impressions matter most. I don't necessarily think that saying is true, because I know that's what people expect. So first impressions don't matter much to me, because either you're going to put on your best face first to get my attention, and that can't happen, because I can't be swayed by, oh, he looks good, oh, he drives a nice car, oh, it could be a rental, I don't know, you could be homeless, I don't know. I don't take time in assuming much these days, I'll put it that way, okay? Because everything is an illusion. Until you actually, Mama would say, until you sleep with somebody, you don't know them. And that doesn't necessarily mean to have sex with them. But when you sleep, or when you are sitting next to a person, there's no TV on, you're not at the theater, you're just spending time with that person. See, now her words are clicking in my head, and I'm learning still more lessons at 55 that my mother told me when I was 7. You never know someone till you sleep with them. But what she meant was until you live in their energy for an extended period of time, because we have this thing called skin, we still have time. There's no time in spirit. So, and in a couple of years, you are so highly in tuned with your spirit self that I know you're going to be able just to look at a girl and say, she's the one. Yes, I'm serious. We don't necessarily need to sleep with thousands of people to get to the one. That's not everyone's experience. It's a lot of humans' experience, but it doesn't have to be yours, honey, okay? So now, seeing that mental picture from when I was 7 and my mom had me laying in her lap and she was braiding my hair or whatever, I can further understand different. I understand different. And I can take that lesson today and be even a more different Tasha than yesterday. So, you do your homework for your spirit, not anybody else's. I'm going to do mine for my spirit and not anybody else's. Okay? I hope this has helped somebody out there to really realize, do for yourself, live for yourself. We don't have to keep up lies and illusions just because we want to be liked or just because of anything. It's your spirit. You have to live with you. When you lay in bed at night with only yourself, you have to live with you, not anybody else, okay? So there you have it. There it be. This is Tasha with tashastouch.com and theangels.us with no expectation. Freely receive all things that are freely given. And by that I mean you don't have to go, what do you mean by that? No. All meaning will be clear and precise so you can understand your part in that lesson and let everything else go. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, guys.